Hello, today I am going to show you how to add data quality checks into your data if it lives in BigQuery. I am part of the growth team at Soda and I run a bunch of analysis every week, including trying to know what happens with the calls that SDRs book. So I have this data coming from Salesforce directly and I connect it to BigQuery, and I'm going to use Soda to help me create checks in my data because I have had a lot of problems in the past. Sometimes not all the fields that I require to do my analysis are fields. So I am gonna add some data quality checks to it so that I can have a view weekly on what is wrong with my data. So I'm gonna log into Soda. And when I log in, you can see that I'm in the Soda growth space and I have a few data sets to work with. I already onboarded my data sets from BigQuery. So I'm gonna open my SDR's calls booked dataset. I can check which columns I have in the columns tab, and I'm gonna actually open this in a new tab in case I need the column information to create my data check. For example, if I want to understand a bit how the week numbers are set up, because this data was initially created by another team that was not my team, and I kind of don't remember how the weeks are there, so I already know that it's like W number format, so I will take this into account when I do the data quality checks. Going back to my checks, I'm gonna start by creating a contract. There's no contract for this database, so the AI is helping me out, so I'm gonna wait a bit to see what they do. Cool, and I can see that all the columns are here. Now, because I have some basic checks that I want to add to my contract, I'm gonna start by using Contract Copilot to help me create the checks that I want. So there's a few examples that I can start with. I actually don't care so much about freshness of the data right now. I want to know about missing columns and suggested checks. So I'm going to press this one and see what happens. I have already a few checks that were added to the contract, but there's a lot of columns that I see that don't have a missing value check, which is, again, the thing that I care about the most right now. So I'm going to ask Contract Copilot to add a missing values check for all my columns, because I do have a lot of columns and then I will delete the ones that I don't need. So I can see that it already added missing values checks to every column that didn't already have one. It's also letting me know there are some columns that may be nullable, which is actually true. So for those who work with Salesforce data, you know that there's leads and contacts, and those are two different things. And actually in this data set, we merged the two columns. So there are some leads information that will be empty and some contact information that will be empty. So now I will go over all the columns that I have and all the checks that were added, and I'm going to clean out the ones that I actually don't care about and can have missing values. Okay, I have two other things that I want to do in this data contract that are specific to my business case. When there are calls that are booked by a person via the website, inbound calls, they should not be counted as SDR calls. So I actually want to add a check to let me know when that is happening. So if I come here to the campaign name, I want to add an invalid check, and I'm gonna call campaign is website inbound, and I'm gonna set the invalid values to website request for demo trial, which is the name of my campaign in Salesforce. So that's done. And then another thing that I want to add is that I want calls only created by SDRs. So there's a lot of Salesforce members in our organization, but right now I only care about calls that are created by SDRs and nobody else. So I'm gonna also add a check to make sure that only those calls are appearing. Done. And I think that's a good way to start. So I will test my data contract right now, and seems like it will work. So I will publish my contract and I'm gonna verify it. And it's now verified with 14% passed, which I kind of expected because there's a lot of data quality problems in my data. But maybe let's try to check the business rules that I added. So call campaign is what I should have called. Website inbound, there's everything is good with this. Let's check if the created by SDRs, it's also failing. So I apparently have more calls there than I would want. So yeah, now I can go and check what's up with my data. And hopefully when I run the contract again, there will be less data quality checks not passed. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.